Now you are in class 10 and just I am going to start my COVID-19 biology class. Just why I have given COVID-19 biology class, this is the period of lockdown. Just stay in your home and maintain the rules of lockdown. Now this is my first class in class 10. In class 10, first chapter is life processes. So just today we will explain about life process. What is life process? What are life processes? There are many processes which are performed by us to sustain, or we can say to survive. In the absence of these processes, we can't survive. So today, just we will explain about them. First is nutrition, second is respiration, third is transportation, and fourth is excretion. These are the main processes which are very essential for the survival of our life. If any of these is absent, then we can't survive. So today we have to see about them. First is nutrition. What is nutrition? But before understanding this, just we have to define what are life processes. Means those processes which are essential for the survival of our life are called life processes. Those processes which are essential for the survival of our life are called life processes. For example, nutrition, respiration, transportation, and excretion. All are called life process. But in this chapter, we have to study one by one. So now we will see about nutrition. What is nutrition? Nutrition and nutrient materials and nutrients. Nutrient materials and nutrients are same thing, but nutrition is different. What is nutrition? The nutrition is a method by which we take nutrient materials from the food, and these nutrient materials are utilized to do various activities. Once again, I am going to define nutrition. What is nutrition? Nutrition is a method by which nutrient materials or nutrients are taken from the food, and these nutrient materials are utilized to do various activities. Now, just we'll see what are the different types of nutrition. Nutrition is of two main types, in which one is called autotrophic nutrition, whereas other is called heterotrophic nutrition. What are the differences between autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition? Just we have to explain. First of all, we will see about autotrophic nutrition. What is the meaning of auto? Auto means self. Means it is a type of nutrition in which organisms synthesis their own food, and they do not depend on other organisms for their food requirement. Once again, just I am going to explain it. What is autotrophic nutrition? It is a type of nutrition in which organisms can make their own food, and they do not depend on other organisms for their food requirement. But what is heterotrophic nutrition? It is just opposite. What is the difference? So just we will explain it. Heterotrophic nutrition. It is also a type of nutrition in which organisms cannot make their own food, and they depend on other organisms for their food requirement. So this is the difference between autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. In autotrophic nutrition, organisms make their own food by the use of some inorganic substances like water, carbon dioxide. They make organic substance in the form of food. For example, in green plants photosynthesis takes place. During the process of photosynthesis, plants utilize carbon dioxide and water as a raw material, and they make glucose in the form of food. Glucose is an organic compound, whereas carbon dioxide and water are inorganic substances. Now we will see some examples. What are the examples? Can you give the answer? You say green plants. but I will give you some more examples other than green plants. For example, blue-green algae, which is also known as cyanobacteria. Have you heard the name of blue-green algae? Blue-green algae is also known as cyanobacteria. It is also autotrophs. Second is hydrogen bacteria, iron bacteria, green sulfur bacteria. These are the different examples of autotrophic nutrition. Those organisms in which autotrophic type of nutrition takes place are also called autotrophs. Now we will see about heterotrophic nutrition. Just I have explained sometimes before. In heterotrophic type of nutrition, organisms cannot make their own food. They depend on other organisms for their food requirement. Now we will see what are the different types of heterotrophic nutrition. If you want to know about the example of heterotrophic nutrition, then listen. All animals, fungi, some protozoans, some bacteria, because some bacteria are autotrophic type of nutrition take place, so all bacteria are not the example of heterotrophic nutrition. So we can say some bacteria. Once again, all animals, fungi, some bacteria and some protozoans are the example of heterotrophic type of nutrition. Now we will see what are the different types of autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. So first of all we will see about types of autotrophic nutrition, but it is not in NCERT book, but I will explain about them. Autotrophic nutrition is of two types, in which one is called photosynthetic or second is called chemosynthetic. Photosynthetic type of autotrophic nutrition is also called photoautotrophs, whereas chemosynthetic type of nutrition, autotrophic nutrition is also called chemoautotrophs. So we can say autotrophic nutrition is of two types. One is called photoautotrophs, whereas second is called chemoautotrophs. What is the difference between photoautotrophs and chemoautotrophs? You should know, in any type of nutrition, organisms need energy to make their own food. In autotrophic nutrition, organisms can make their own food, but for the synthesis of food, they require energy. Some autotrophs take this energy from the sun. So those organisms in which energy is taken from sun to make the food are called photoautotrophs. But you should know, in some organisms, the energy which is essential for the synthesis of food is obtained from the chemical reaction which takes place inside the body of that organism. So those organisms which take energy from the chemical reaction which takes place inside their body are called chemoautotrophs. Sometimes before, just I have given some examples. For example, iron bacteria, sulfur bacteria. So these sulfur bacteria, iron bacteria are the example of chemoautotrophs because they use energy for the synthesis of their food from the chemical reaction which takes place inside their body. But green plants, blue-green algae are the example in which energy which is required to synthesis the food material is taken from the sunlight. So we are seeing here autotrophic nutrition is of two types, in which one is called photoautotrophic nutrition and second is called chemoautotrophic nutrition. Those organisms in which photoautotrophic type of nutrition takes place are called photoautotrophs, whereas those organisms in which chemoautotrophic type of nutrition takes place are called chemoautotrophs. And I have given examples for both separately. What will be the example of photoautotrophic nutrition? Green plants, blue-green algae. Whereas what will be the example of chemoautotrophic nutrition? Just I have said sulfur bacteria, iron bacteria, etc. But you should know, in science, in nature, some organisms have autotrophic and heterotrophic type of nutrition. For example, have you heard the name of euglena? In euglena, both type of nutrition takes place, and such type of nutrition is called mixotrophic nutrition. Now we will explain The types of heterotrophic nutrition. Heterotrophic nutrition is of three main types, in which one is called saprophytic nutrition, second is called parasitic nutrition, and third is called holozoic nutrition. So these are the main three types of heterotrophic nutrition. One by one, just we will explain. First of all, we will see about saprophytic nutrition. Sapros means dead body, means those organisms which take their food from the dead bodies of plants and animals in the form of liquid organic substance, liquid food material, are called saprophytic nutrition. For example, fungi, some bacteria, and some protozoans are the example of saprophytic nutrition. Once again, just I am going to explain. Saprophytic nutrition means it is a type of heterotrophic nutrition in which organisms take their food in the form of solid, or we can say in which organisms take their food from the dead bodies of plants and animals in the form of liquid food materials. What are the examples? Some bacteria, fungi, and some protozoans. Now we will see about parasitic nutrition. What is parasitic nutrition? It is also a type of heterotrophic nutrition in which any organism take its food from other organisms by living temporarily or permanently with them. For example, have you heard the name of Tinea solium? Tinea solium is also known as tapeworm. Have you heard the name of roundworm? Have you heard the name of leech? Have you heard the name of mosquito, in female mosquito? All are the example of parasites. In them, parasitic type of nutrition, because they take their food from other host. Now we will see these parasites are of two types, in which one is called ectoparasite, whereas other is called endoparasite. What are actually ectoparasites? So those parasites which are present just outside the body and take the food from the host are called ectoparasites. For example, have you heard the name of leech? Female Anopheles mosquito? All are the example of ectoparasites. But we will see about endoparasites. These endoparasites are present inside the body of the host, and by living inside the body of the host, they take food from the host. For example, tapeworm, roundworm, etc. These are present in the alimentary canal of the human being and take their food. So we are seeing here that parasites are those organisms which take their food from other organisms, from their host, by living temporarily or permanently with them. Now, just I will explain about holozoic type of nutrition. Holo means like, zoic means animal like. Means it is also a type of heterotrophic nutrition in which organisms take their food in the form of solid or liquid food material by the process used by an animal. All the animals are the example of holozoic type of nutrition. So we can say in all animals holozoic type of nutrition takes place. You should know, in holozoic nutrition, or we can say holozoic nutrition is completed into 5 steps. Just we have to explain them. First is called ingestion, second is called digestion, third is called absorption, fourth is called assimilation, and fifth is called egestion. So holozoic nutrition is completed into 5 steps. Once again I am going to say the name. First is ingestion, second is digestion, third is absorption, fourth is assimilation, and fifth is egestion. Just we will explain them one by one. First is called ingestion. What is ingestion? It is the process by which any organism take its food inside the body. It is the process by which food is taken inside the body is called ingestion. Now, second is digestion. When we take our food inside the body, Then second process is digestion. What is the process of digestion? In this process, just complex and insoluble food material is converted into simple and soluble form. Third is absorption. When food is digested, then digested food material gets absorbed by the wall of the alimentary canal and sent to the bloodstream. This is called absorption. After that, assimilation. When nutrient materials reach into the blood, then through blood they sent to the cell, and inside the cell oxidation takes place. As a result, energy is produced, and this is called assimilation. And at last, egestion. What is egestion? It is the process by which undigested food material is removed from the body. So in this way, we are saying here, this holozoic type of nutrition is completed into five steps. Okay, time is over. So next day, just